When will guest come? Guest is on the way because of my traffic nisa. Okay, all good. Fine. I just want to ask you a question. How many days left for your exam? Was the first thing I wanted to ask from you. How many days left? Just asking. Okay. So approximately it's like 118 days. Ne? Okay. So why 118 days I say? Yeah. So you have yes 108 days now. So usually what's your first exam you have? What's the first exam you have? Drop me a message. Chat ke daana. What's the first exam you have? BS. Okay, most of the time it's the economics, right? So if you're not doing economics, fine. But mostly first is what? Econ. Okay, so after econ, approximately after like 7 or 8 days, or maybe even 10 days after that, only we have BS. So we can estimate that for maybe for BS you have 115 days. You know, it will become more worse when you divide into the number of days you can study, the number of days you will sleep, and number of days you do past papers. So I don't want to make it more worse. Okay, so just we'll assume there are 115 days, but we think maybe there are only 3 months. Kela. You estimate like that because we are almost towards the end of April. So you have May, June, and July. Just think you have 3 months for your exam. Okay, so that's what we say. This is a 3 months program. Okay, so 3 months for your exam. So not 115 or 180. Just think it's 3 months. Won't they postpone? I don't think they will postpone. Whatever, if they postpone or not, our program will go as scheduled. Remember, you have the exam on August. Whether they postponed or not, you think you work based on that. August, you have the exam. Okay, that's the main thing I want to say. And the next thing is the deadline for the registration of MBS. So when is the deadline for registration? When is the deadline? Okay, it's today, right? Okay, but a few of them were asking for just to extend a bit. So for them, I'll be extending till this Sunday. Okay, so today it's 24th, right? So till 26th, the registrations will be open. So after Sunday, there won't be any registrations. Because guys, there are some issues in taking late registrations. It's not because of the quantity or anything, because it's very difficult to plan the program. Because once we print all the tute set and all, just because of 1 or 2 students, we can't print it again. Okay, so because you may think, sir, you can print excess and keep. Yes, we can print excess. Even for one student, the variable cost is almost like 800 to 1,000. So just like if you are printing like 10 or 20 extra, it's like 20,000, right? So it's waste from our side also. So you can say apart from other programs like revision theory, here it will be go as planned. Okay, there will be only 250 slots. This is the intake because we can't take more than that. When there is more crowd, in the chat they're asking more questions, so you won't be able to complete. There won't be any effectiveness. For those who are desperate, those who want to join and get something, definitely they'll quickly register. The people who have doubt, who are not confident enough, only they'll be what? Joining late. So Ikinisa, it's only 250. I won't take more than that. That's a limit. And Sunday, if 250 finishes up, okay. If it is not occupied yet, by Sunday it will be done and dusted because we can't print more tubes once again. So we had to go with the plan. Okay, fine. So this is the limit. And remember, on April 26th, the registration is closed. Please, after that, don't make payments also for the bank. Okay, because if you make, we have to refund only. So by Sunday, do everything and finish it off. And so some of you all said, sir, it's a bit difficult to pay the amount because of the theory, revision, and all those stuff. So for my students, I gave you a small facility. What was that? Okay, so yeah, maybe you can go with an installment plan. Fine. So for now, pay 2,500, half of that, and keep your slot reserved. And the next 2,500, maybe before May 14th, pay the remaining amount. Okay. So do, if you are planning to join, do as quick as possible because I can't guarantee the number of seats reserved. Okay. So that's a small thing I want to say. And the next thing which I wanted to omit, but based on the last year program, there was some feedback. So there were some outcomes which I learned. Okay. I ended up knowing that towards the end of the program only. I think it was during the final seminar. Okay, so I just give a small speech. Okay, a small stuff. So then only I understood what's the biggest forgery or the fraudulent activity which is done around. Okay, so the thing was, there are some fellows who join the MBS. Okay, so like 2 or 3 friends get together and they make a joint payment and join. So one person will get the tune, they will take a printout of that. So simply if I wanna say for 5,000, maybe like 3 or 4 will join. Okay, so I didn't think about that in the last program. Towards the end only I understood when the students reply. Okay, so I can't control that. I don't have any authority to do that, because even in the Google form, only one person's registration is done. So even though we are sharing or anything, doing anything, we can't have a control of that. We can't be strict of that. Okay. So say me, is this ethical? If you are unable to pay, okay, say us. We'll arrange something. But if you are doing like this, maybe you'll say, no, sir, I'm going to help my friend. Yeah, you're helping a friend, but it's completely unethical, right? Okay, it's completely unethical stuff. True, Nick? You're doing something wrong. Okay, so what I want to say is I can't control that. I can't come and investigate or do anything. Even if I see something like that, I found, okay, maybe a student is doing like this, means I won't take any actions. Okay, simply there will be only one thing. Okay, because you know you're doing a mistake. The mistake you do in education, it will come back and will have an impact on the same education domain. Okay, because I have seen many of them, and the fellows who did in the last year, they after on the last day they said, sir, we regret of doing that, sir, Kela. Like within, no, within one day, maybe like 10 or 15 fellows paid the amount of what MBS program towards the end of the program. Okay, so they understood when nearing the exam, even though you're smart, you are intelligent, you have all the notes, everything is piled up, you need something which is spirituality. Okay, when your mind want to be in a peaceful state, the main thing you have to have is inner conscious kila pikiravani. Okay, we see karma kila. So if you do something wrong, it will come and reflect anywhere. So you can be careful, not only in mind, for other lecturers also I'm doing the same. Okay, so even though you are confident, that guiltiness will be there with you. Okay, because now you won't feel. Now you have only 3 months. When you are nearing the exam only, you will always think what are the wrongdoings I did. Okay, so Ekinisa, don't do that, because I'm saying with the experience I had with my friends and with the last year batch. Okay, so make sure that don't happen to you also. Okay, it's up to you. Fine. Okay. And next one, yeah. So the program is, as I said, it's 5,000, guys. It's for the complete 3 months. It's not monthly payment. So many of you are asking, so is it monthly payment? No. For the complete 3 months, it's 5,000. So in 3 months, we'll be doing around 12 classes. So if you take 5,000, so in that 5,000 for the tute itself, it will be like 1,000. So approximately the net payment is only 4,000. In that 12 means maybe like 350 for a class. If you take it for a month, it will be like 1,350 only for a month. Okay, you may think, so it's a big amount, but for the complete 3 month one-time payment, so it will be easy for me in administration stuff also. So this will be the actual cost layout when you divide and see. Okay, and also remember for the tunes or anything, you no need to pay anything. Okay, when you are collecting physically or when you are getting courier through online, okay, don't worry, you don't need to pay anything. Only the 5,000 which you made as the class fee, that's your final payment. Okay, so up to this, is that clear? Clear? Yes, all good, right? Okay, okay, okay. Fine. Okay, and also we'll be starting the program official, that means paper one, from next week only. Okay, from May 1st. So I'll just show you my schedule, the plan which I have made. Okay, so you can just go through that a bit. uh, so this will be the plan, and also there's another important announcement to be said on the class timings. Okay, so we can chutak balana. Right. So here you have the May month plan. I hope you can see the May month plan, right? Yes. Is it visible enough? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the May month plan, which is starting from next week. So you'll have 4 papers for a month. Okay. And simply we say 4 syllabus recap. I'll say why 4 syllabus recap, Kiela. okay, which will be almost like 1/3 of this program is done by next month. Okay, so maybe if you are planning to join later, maybe you can join, but the problem is if you miss like 1 or 2 classes, almost everything like's gone working, because like 12 classes, if you miss 2 or 3, you won't have that momentum. That's what I wanted to say here. Okay, so you can see it will be on Fridays, but the time would be changed from next week onwards. The time would be from morning 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Okay, not in these evening times. So that's the same plan which will be going for other months also. Okay, July also the same. So in May last week you won't have. Okay, so May last week you won't have because of the Eid festivals. Okay, then you have on July also the same, June also the same, and July. So the program will end by July 24th most probably. Okay, so for a month you will have 4 classes. That means 4 papers. Okay, so 3 months. First month 1/3 is done. Second 2/3, last full is done. Okay, so by July 24th the program will be done. So you'll have another like 10 or yeah, mostly like 15 or 16 days for your final exam. Okay, so that's the program. So this program will run until the end of July. Okay, so is the deadline and the timing clear? Final exam and final paper will be on July. Still, I didn't confirm the date. Say most probably July last week again. Okay, clear, right? Yeah. Wait, I'll say when to attempt the papers, what's the time you come okay. So on Friday, you have the discussion of the paper. Okay, so next Friday we'll have paper one's discussion. So maybe next week, most probably it will be like a 3 hour class, because starting I had to explain some techniques and all. So you can say it will incur some like extra 30 or 40 minutes. Most probably the program will be like for a day, 2.5 hours. Okay, part one, right? So fine. Next, yeah. So is that okay? The time change and all? Yeah, no, no. No, no. Friday afternoon there are some other classes also. There is a lot of classes to be done. For others, they said ICT, economics and all. Ekinisa will be shifting to morning. Okay, so since I went with the majority. Fine. Okay, okay. No, evening there are some other classes. That's what majority said. It's very difficult for them, Kiela. And by next week, most probably like next month, the number of students who are going for school, the school percentage also will start to decrease. That means you won't attend the school mostly. So you can say Monday would be convenient. So that means mornings. Okay. Yeah. And next one. So I just wanted to share my the last year's outcome. Fine. So I can chutak balan na, because I want to build the confidence on you first of all. So I hope you'd have seen this. So the specialty here is, guys, the main thing is if you take this program, in this program, majority join from outstations as well. Okay. So majority are joining from outstations as well. Ekanisa. So if you're a student who is from mostly like out of Colombo, okay, this is a big opportunity for you, mainly because of one reason, which is called the district ranks. Okay, I hope you can see the district ranks. Yes. Can I see the district ranks? Yes. Okay, because Colombo, I just want to say a small intro. Colombo, all other districts, if you take, Colombo is more competitive. So to get into top 100 is a bit difficult. Okay, but if you take other districts, it's easy for you all to get over definitely to a top 100. So this is the results analysis. That means simply the top 100 district rankers from the previous batch. So you can see majority, I think only from top 100, Colombo, there were like 2 or 3. The majority is from like Kagol, Kurnagala, Kandy, Putlam, Jaffna, Vaunia, Ratnapura. So this program is equally for students who are outside Colombo also. And for you all, there's a good chance to go into our ranks if you do this program properly. So that's the outcome we had from our previous batch. And this is the results analysis I want to show. Okay, so this I wanted to share with you all the research analysis. So you can just go through. So there were like 200. Everyone went through because last year the paper was a bit difficult, but the paper marking was a bit flexible. That may be the reason. Okay, so we went through everyone AKN. That means almost we had 100% pass rate. Okay, so that means no one got a W. Okay, so you can see how many districts were covered. Almost like we had students from all the 16 districts. So we missed around 9 districts. So what I wanted to say is, if you are from outside Colombo, anything, this is equal for you also. Okay, online NISA, everyone will be treated equally. There won't be any differentiation or anything. So target for rank and go. That's what I wanted to say. The final conclusion is go with the purpose of getting a rank. If not, don't. Because to get a rank, the most important part of a paper is paper 1, not paper 2. Especially in BS, paper 2 everyone scores because writing, okay, you're good at writing, right? Okay, for example, case studies or whatever you can write in your own words. But paper 1 is the place where you make mistakes, where you need techniques to be learned properly. Okay, especially MCQs, fill in the blanks. Because in BS, if you take nowadays, Z score is a bit increasing. That means each and every marks counts. Even 1 mark can make a change in your Z score. Again, so paper 1 is more important and more crucial for you all. That's the reason mainly we're doing a paper 1 program. Not only me, you will see many other lectures also they're doing paper 1 program. The reason is that is the most important key, okay, to go for rank. So in paper 1, if you're going for an island rank, obviously you have to have more than like out of 50, like more than 45. Okay, district say more than 45. So target with that, target for 50 and go ahead. Okay, so is that clear? That's the final target I want to have from you. Okay, because there are some fellows from other districts also. So what I am asking from you all is go with the purpose of getting a district rank at least. Okay, clear, right? All good. Next, the tute updates. Fine. The coordinator shared you the Google form. Okay, I hope everyone here fill the form. Is that so? The registered fellows? Yeah, he shared the Google form individually for everyone. Yes, right. But I went through the Google form responses. Some of you have not filled up. Okay, by Sunday it will be closed. Even though if you have paid, if you have not filled the Google form, can't do anything because tutoring and all will be done by separate stuff. Okay, so they don't know how many joined, how many paid. They will see only the response sheet. Okay, Kinisa, please, if you have not filled, quickly fill it. Okay, before Sunday, because after Sunday, everything will be finalized. Okay, so tute update, I want to say 2 things. One is, guys, hard copy is what you will be receiving. Okay, so hard copy, I'll just say because you had to say it because you won't get only one set of paper. There are some other resources also. So definitely you will see our cover. Okay, the courier bag, and next one there will be a file cover, a file box, obviously box file key, where you can keep your papers and all. So inside that you will see, careful, this is the most important. You will see there will be 12 papers, 12 part 1 papers, not as a book, separate papers, 12 papers. Okay, check. And each papers will have like 12 pages. Please go through that. Then you will have a short notebook, a small A5 book. Okay, and there will be a small tute, like around 15 pages worry, which is called techniques guide. So in the next class, I'll say what you to do with this short note and these technique guides. Here also I'll say, and these are the hard copies you will have, you will receive next week. Along with that, there are some soft copies also, which I'll share in the group by Monday. Okay, there will be 2 soft copies. One is there will be a route map. Route map kiyane just to like a progress report just to check your performance. Okay, and the plan for the next 3 months by me. Okay, so there will be a small soft copy. And also you will have add-ons. Add-ons means some extra questions. Like to make these MBS papers, it was done by the 2025 batch. There was like a committee. So they have sent so much of questions. From that, I selected the best. There are some other questions also. So the remaining questions I will make as a small PDF and share with you all as well. Okay, so you can try that also as extra question. So simply you won't have 800 questions. You will do more than 800. Okay, so this is the layout. So once you receive the tute, please check these steps. Is that clear? The tute structure. Clear enough? Later, I'll say what you do with each of these resources. Okay, clear, right? Fine. Now for the physical fellows. Yeah, for the physical fellows, listen. Physical students, that means the people who are from Colombo, you had to go physically to Satyaya College, which is in Demeter, and collect your tute there. Okay, so which is your courier bag, which will have all these resources. Satyaya College, Demeter, if you type in Google, you will get it. So many of you all know. Okay, and the tute will be available from next Monday, which means 27th. Okay, from 27th only it will be available in the counter. Go, you have to do 2 things. You have to, you have the index number, the coordinator gave you index number. So near to your index number, please place your signature and take the tute. And if you want to take for your friends also, yes, it can be done. Ask the person's index number, near to that place the signature. If you are a friend, within bracket be a friend කියලා. Okay, and take the tunes and go. Even your parents are going, never mind, save them the index number, ask them to place a signature and take the tunes and go. Okay, so this is the announcement for the physical fellows who are going to collect physically, who are in Colombo. For the people who are, and no need to pay anything, no charges. And if you're outside Colombo, it will be couriered. So couriering also will be done on Monday. So most probably May 1st only we have the first session. Okay, before that, maybe like April 29th or 30th, you will get the tune within like 2 or 3 days. But couriering, okay, there's a small risk. If the courier person calls you, please answer the phone. If you don't answer, it will be returned to the warehouse. Okay, then it will be returned to us. Again, we had to send to you. Okay, so the cost is another factor. The main thing is the timing. It will take another 1 week or 2 weeks to get the tune. Egnisa, please, for next week, maybe your parents are there or anyone. If you have get calls from unknown numbers, please answer. Okay, and give a response to it. Okay, so online follows, the risky part is call. So Egnisa, please make sure you go with that because we won't take accountability if you didn't answer because it's your mistake, right? Because when the tunes return, it will take 1 week. Courier again, it will take another 1 week. So mostly the program will be halfway done. So you can please invest at your own risk. So is that clear, the online fellows? Clear? No, address makutone. Wait, I'll say how the Google form works. Okay, clear, right? So some were asking, sir, today can I go and get the tune killer? So that's what I wanted to say. So Colombo physical, out of Colombo, you can get through couriering. Okay. So any other stuff to say? No. Then the Google form. I hope you fill the Google form. You know what are the informations have included. Okay, so please include your full name. Okay, the NIC number, your district name. Okay, some people are mentioning the late. Okay, so district and your physical collecting or maybe online there and also address done. Okay, if you are getting through online, put the address. If not, no need. Okay, so please read it carefully. Take some time. In hurry, don't fill the Google form. Okay, so please read it properly. And when you are filling the Google form, our address part on that fill karana. Usually, if you take, there are 3 address line. The reason is, guys, why I'm going in depth about this is because these are the small stuffs which will become a big issue later. The last year program, that was the results we had. Okay, so address line, there will be 3 lines. First one, it's your house number. Your house will have a number, right? Maybe 15346 kila. Okay, in the second one, the lane. Okay, so maybe we'll say Park Lane kila. Okay, and third one, maybe the area. Okay, maybe we'll say Nugegoda or Dehiwala. Okay, Madana. So please break out the address properly and mention. Okay, so it's up to you because when couriering, when we are filling the form, this is how we usually enter the data. So that's what I'm asking like this. Okay, fine. Asafi, I'll send. We can't receive a Google form. The coordinator would have sent name. If you send the receipt, you'd obviously send. No, 27 not now, dear. It's for 26. For 27 next year. Online fellows tamai our address part take on the balala fill karan none. Physical fellows, you no need to fill the address part. Okay, clear, right? All good. Next, the paper plan. Paper plan. So every Mondays, like which we do in the revision class also or the theory class, in Monday, our coordinator will post you a reminder. For this week, what's the paper you had to do, Kela? Okay, Mondays. And on Wednesday, she will upload a voting just to check whether you have done the paper or not. Be honest. If you have done, yes. No means no. Just give a vote. Okay, so just to make sure whether you are in the correct progress, because it's like this. You don't have the motive to do the paper. But when you see someone else is doing, you will do. True, ne? Okay, so when you see someone has put yes, it will motivate someone to do. Because others are doing. Why I'm not doing here? That's the main reason to check the progress. You will see. First week, there will be so much of yeses. Later on, it will start to decline. Please don't do that. Okay. Every week, do the paper. So Wednesday, we will check your progress, whether you have done the paper. And on Friday, you will have the discussion of that paper. Okay, on Friday, you will have the discussion of that paper. Now you may ask me, sir, when should I do the paper? Okay, you had to do before the discussion, but it's up to you. I don't know about how your study plan works. Whether you are studying BS on Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, I don't know about that. But before the discussion, 2 hours sit and do the paper. 2 hours sit and do. Okay, in between, don't take breaks and all, guys, because the timing is very important. Okay, it's not about completing the paper. It's about completing the paper on the correct time. That is important. You can sit 2 hours solid, you can do the paper. Okay, so this is the paper plan. Every week, this will be the rhythm our coordinator will follow. Okay, is that clear? Make a theory. Yes, clear, right? So if you have classes on Friday morning, you can get the recording of us. Clear, right? So it's up to you when you're going to do the paper. Okay, I'm asking a question now. When you will do the paper then? Say me a day. Friday we have the discussion. So May 1st, Friday morning we have the discussion. So when you will do the paper? Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday. Okay, because why I'm asking you this is just to make sure whether you have a plan, whether you join this program with a proper plan. Okay, when I should do the paper. That's why the people who are saying a day, maybe they have a proper study plan. That's why. No, Monday, I won't do anything. I'll just put a reminder in the group for this week, paper number 1, because I know you're so much busy, right? Okay, you have so much stuff, right? Okay, and Monday, I'll put a reminder which paper you have to do. Wednesday, it will be a check in progress, and Friday, it will be the discussion. So it's up to you. I won't say on which day you have to do. It's up to you based on your study plan, decide a day. Okay, and next one, we'll go with the first resource. I'll go with the first resource, which is the papers. Okay, which is your exam papers. It's not a book. Okay, एक book එකක් නෙමෙයි. There will be 12 set of papers. Okay, and if you take those papers, there will be 12 full papers, which will have 30 MCQs. It will be like a final paper tamai. And there will be 10 blanks, and you will have 10 short answers. But you all say me which is difficult for your MCQ, the blanks, the short answers. Which is difficult for you all, mostly? Short answers are blanks, right? Okay, mostly blanks is a bit barrier for many. Okay, so MCQs anyway, answers are there and you have to just go and search it. Okay, remember MCQs, okay, the answers are there. Why it is difficult for you is because it's not your poor in theory, because answers are already there. The problem is you don't know how to find the answer. You need a bit of theory also, but more than theory, equally you need a bit of these techniques. This elimination, selection, table, matching. Okay, there are so much of techniques. So with that technique only, the correct technique only, you can score well in MCQ. So that's the reason 30 MCQs, because when you study the technique properly, you will master in MCQ. But if you take fill in the blanks, in fill in the blanks, there is no much techniques. In fill in the blanks, you have to be perfect with the theory. The theory should be from your teacher's guide. And if you want to be perfect, studying the techniques won't work. You have to do more and more practice. Okay, so that's the reason, even though in your final paper you'll have 10 blanks, 10 questions. Okay, maybe that 10 questions will have like, let's say one question will have like 2 blanks, or sometimes like 4 blanks, one question. But what I have made is for each question I have included 4 blanks, which means you'll have 40 blanks. There'll be 40 blanks. Okay, so why? So this is not your paper structure. Usually in your paper, mostly there'll be like 20 to 30 blanks. But what I made was, I made 40 blanks. For one question, we have 4 blanks. I'll show you the paper. The reason is, you need more practice. Then only you can be good with filling the blanks. That's the main reason. Okay, and short answer is a bit easiness, so it will be. Okay, so this will be your paper structure. Likewise, you'll have 12 full papers. Okay, is that clear? The paper structure? Clear, right? Okay, so maybe you may be confused. That's the reason I said why I have included 40. Okay, and the next one, this will be full syllabus paper. From paper number 1 till paper number 12, it will be full syllabus, where it will be covering all the 18 units in your BS syllabus. Okay, it won't be unit wise classified, or maybe like 1 to 5 units. Okay, nothing like that. It will be from 1 to 18. It will be a full 12 papers. So it will be full syllabus. Okay, so I've already said that also. Then question structure. So mostly majority of the questions are take from like provincial papers, mostly model papers. Model papers like school papers and Japura uni papers. Okay, then zonal and prototype. Some questions we made. Okay, and a bit of past papers also. I didn't include much on past papers, but the first paper which you'll have is it's fully from past paper. Paper number 2, paper number 1, which means next week the paper you'll have, it's completely sourced from past paper, which is from the last 5 years, just to give a glimpse of what is the stand of the past paper and what will be the stand of our paper scale up. So the first paper will be a past paper. Okay, in that you can understand, are you good with past papers or do you lack practice in past paper? So next paper will be fully from past paper questions only. So you can understand, you can evaluate yourself whether you have enough past questions, guys. You know the reason why? Why I didn't include much of past paper questions? Yes, Kanita. Wait, I'll answer your question. Yeah, we are doing a separate program named Past Paper Clinic, Nisa. Okay, so in that we are discussing from 2016 to 2025. So already there's a paper program going where we discuss past paper, part 1 and part 2, unit wise. Again, including that here is like a repetition problem. It's repeating again and again. So it won't be effective. So than that, I'm focusing more on this. So past paper, there is only less weightage. Okay. And this will be a bit difficult compared to the past paper because when you practice standard and difficult papers only, it will be easy when you do the final paper. Okay, so both will be covered. Our module side also covered, past paper and the past paper program, it is completely done. Okay, then in the paper, I'll show you, there will be a section called, guys, timing. Time killer, there will be a small graphic. Okay, there will be a small table. Okay, next week I'll explain in depth. So the time you have to take to do the paper. Wait, I'll show you. Paper. So this is the paper. I hope you can see the paper. Fine. So these are the part 1 questions. Okay, the MCQs. Then you'll have the fill in the blanks. So that's what I said. For one question, you'll have 4 blanks. Mabel and 4 blanks. Then the short answers. And after the paper is done, you can see a small report like this. Okay, so you can see 3. Why 3 I have given is simply MCQs, blanks, and short answers. At what time you started, what time you ended. The reason is I know 2 hours you don't sit and write. You have small breaks and all. It is a starting time, ending time, and only. And the time taken also you should write. Please, when you are doing the paper, have a stopwatch or something and with proper time because guys, timing is important. Please. Okay, part 2 time won't be issue, but part 1 the main issue is the timing. So you have to go with the timing. But is there any issues with the timing I have given? MCQ 60, fill in the blanks 20, and short answers 20 again. What may be the reason? That means the paper is only like 100 minutes. No, right? It is 120, right? Okay. So 120 minutes paper, okay. I have allocated only 100 minutes for you all to do. So your target should be to complete the paper within 100 minutes. For the next 20 minutes, what you have to do? For the next 20 minutes, there is something called, I'll say you Reddit here. In the next class, I'll explain it. Where you have to recheck your paper and see all the answers are written and writing the answers on the dotted line. Okay, then the index number, tying the paper because part 1 you have to tie in. So these maybe you'll laugh at this, but these are silly stuffs where we make mistake. Okay, so 20 minutes will be allocated for this method only. So the time you had to go with the proper timing. Why I'm insisting you this is because I can't inspect, I can't supervise this. You only had to do. So please go with this timing. And if you see the number of attempts, you had to attempt twice. One is you'll do with me. That means next week I'll be uploading me. Okay, fine. One attempt. And there will be another attempt also. That means you had to try on your own also. So the second attempt should be done. My suggestion is if you do the second attempt on July. So July, what you do is do the paper again. Okay, like if you take the past papers, how many times you have to do? At least minimum how many times you have to do? 3 times. Okay, 3 times. So usually one you do in the theory, the second you do in the revision, and the third you do when nearing the exam. That's how the past paper structure works. Okay, so if you take my MBS paper, I recommend the students to do at least 2 times. At least, if you want, you can do more than that. So one is with the program you do parallelly. The second attempt you had to do alone. Okay, maybe like July, when nearing the exam, you can give a try. So this is the timing and the attempt and the Reddit method and additional note scaler. If during the discussion, if there's any additional stuff, okay, you can write here also. So this will be the paper structure. Is that clear? Paper, a small glimpse. Next week I'll explain in depth. Clear, right? Okay. This is the interesting part. Listen carefully. Okay, this is important. Don't think I'm going to exaggerate, but this is the real truth. You are going to do 12 papers, which means the keyword is you are going to do 12 full papers. Okay, so you are going to recap the syllabus 12 times. What? You are going to recap the syllabus 12 times. Truly. Every week when you do the paper, it's a full paper. You have to go through all the 18 minutes in your head. So every time you do the paper, 12 times you are going to repeat. Why? 12 papers, 12 recap. Okay, so this is when you do the first attempt. Okay, when you do the first attempt. And the second one is discussion. When you join the live discussion, once again, there will be 12 discussion. So in discussion also what I do, I go from question number 1, question number 50. Again, from unit number 1 to 18, all the 18 units once again. So there will be another second recap, another recap of 12 units. Sorry, 12 times. Why? 12 discussions, 12 times you recap. And the next one is, which I said for you all to do, the second attempt, which you had to try the paper alone towards the end of the exam, maybe like towards July or something. At that time also, you will do 12 papers, which means you have to recap. You will be recapping the syllabus 12 times. Altogether, you will recap the syllabus 36 times when you follow the proper method. Be smart. Next week, when I give the paper, when you do the paper, you recap the paper. You recap the syllabus 1 time. When you join the live discussion, or maybe when you watch the recording, again you recap the syllabus when I'm explaining 2 times. When you do the second attempt, maybe on July, trying yourself alone, 3rd time. Okay, so simply with one paper, you're going to recap the syllabus 3 times. Likewise, you have 12 papers, 3 into 12, 36 times. But if you do in the proper method. So there's a big advantage there if you go in the proper consistency. So it's up to you. Okay, because part 2 you won't recap the full syllabus because you go with selected questions. Part 1 all the 50 compulsory, all the 50 is from all the 18 weeks. So you have to definitely go through each and every chapter. And the next benefit is, if you take an MCQ, okay, if you want to find the correct answer, first of all, you have to read the wrong answers. Simply are evaluating the full chapter. Then only going and selecting the correct answer. So MCQ is the best way to recap the syllabus again. So it's not exaggeration, this is the real truth. Understood? Understood? Yes. Okay. So doing the paper is up to you. When you get the resource kit, and there are 2 situations, 2 worst and best case scenario. Worst case scenario is some people don't do the paper. Okay, when they get the resource kit, they will wait until the last moment where the syllabus is done. Then only they do the don't. When you get the paper, every week do 1 paper. Some people are over smart. What they do when they get the resource kit, that means the students, they do all the 12 papers within 3 or 4 weeks. Not at all effective. Go with a proper plan. So these 12 papers are structured for the next 3 months. So every week you had to recap the syllabus. If you do all the 12 papers within 1 month, means no use. For the next 2 months, what you will do then? Don't. Every week do the paper. And also don't delay. Okay, so don't be so much best and so worst also. Be in the mid. Okay. Yes, welcome for that point. Perfect day. And per paper you had to do. I won't be correcting anything. You no need to submit to the coordinator or anything, because you do the paper and wait and attend the discussion. Now comes the important part. Listen. Did I miss anything? No. The key thing you need for this program is consistency. What is consistency? Joining for the first few weeks and leaving, it's not consistency. Okay, please. Every week join. Just 2.5 hours. Mark my words, guys. Part one discussions of what the interesting. Because it's like debating, arguing. You'll say, sir, why is this wrong? Okay, in fill in the blanks, maybe you'll write an answer. What easy. But when during the discussion, maybe it's a silly mistake. So mark my words, part one is part interesting. Don't ever skip the session. Don't say, 2.5 hours. If I get the recording, I can watch it maybe within like 1.5 hours. 50 paper, 50 questions. Maybe in that there are some difficult questions. Only that I'll go through. Don't. This will happen with the smart fellows. They do. Only the questions which I feel difficult, only for that in the recording, they'll go and see. Don't do like that. Sit and join the full session because it will be a recap for you. Even though your answer is correct, it's an easy question. When I recap, when I go through the syllabus for that relevant chapter, you will have a recap with you. You can say, please join the live session. Okay, maybe you have any other classes. Okay, never mind. Get the recording and finish it on Monday itself. Sorry, Friday itself. Don't get it delayed. Okay, the main important thing is consistency. Recording, invest at your own risk. As I said, don't have pending recordings. It will add more stress for you. Okay, and as much as possible, I'll keep it interesting. Okay, and the next thing is fine. So you may think, sir, we are not getting the marks. We are writing the paper, sir, but there is no one to mark the paper. Sir, won't you mark the paper? Won't the coordinators mark? Then how can I get the marks, sir? You know who is the best paper marker? Who is the best paper marker? Who is the best paper marker? Your own self. Because when I give you a corrected paper, you itself say, you will just see the marks only. Will you go through each and every question, why it went wrong? Will you ask, sir, why this is wrong? Never. You don't do that. When you get more than 90, when you see the dashboard, there are some students who are getting more than 95. Mine is 90. Then only you go and check the what mistakes you have done in the paper. That happens. Okay, so here the paper marker is not gonna be your lecturer or not my coordinators or not even the final paper marker. It's your own self. Okay, so what you do the paper. When joining the discussion, take a red pen with you. You correct why you went wrong, why it is correct. Put the marks. You be the paper marker. Then in the final exam, when you do the paper, you know. Okay, when you do, you will be acting as a student as well as you will be acting as a paper marker. Why? If I write like this, that day sir said they won't give marks. I had to change. Then you will understand a language. We say you will understand the examiner's language. If you want to understand the language, you want to communicate with the final paper marker, you had to be a paper marker first. That's the main thing because part two, okay, paper marking is not that much. Part one is important. Okay, so you are the paper marker. Is that clear? Is that clear? So is it good then? Having these marks, these dashboards, when you do your own paper marking, obviously that's beneficial. Okay, please join the discussion, mark the paper, take a red pen, have a red pen, be your marker. And what type of marker? There are different type of markers. One is putter flexible. Another one is in the moderate. One is putter strict. What type of paper marker you had to be? You had to be the optimum. Okay, the maximum level of strict you can have, you have to be like that. You have to be utter rude paper marker. Because why? When you mark, when you get the marks, are you gonna say for someone? Are you gonna say no? It's up to you. Will I come and ask? Okay, so you know your real marks, so give your worst marks. Even if there's a small mistake, put wrong. Because if you prepare for the worst case only, when you do the exam, you'll be ready. Why? I am already ready for the worst case scenario. So you have to be ready for that. So don't be ever flexible. If I put these dashboards, paper mark, I'm taking your marks, top 10, you know what will happen? You will be part of flexible. Even for silly mistake, you will come and ask marks. So you will be very much strict. Don't give marks flexibly. Okay. So you will understand the status you are in. Okay. So please go with that method. Fine. And next one. So an important during the discussion from the next week, I'll be discussing the papers. But guys, please don't ask silly questions, basics. Okay. I know you're weak. You may ask, I joined this program to go. Yeah. But this is a paper program. This is not theory. This is not revision. So if I explain in depth for you, okay, like a theory fellow means, you know what will happen? It will be unfair for the rest of the students. Think they are done with the theory, they are done with the revision, and they are joining this program to master their marks, to master their paper writing. So when I explain you in depth the theory, it will take like 20 or 30 minutes. So I am sacrificing, I'm taking the time of them. So it will reduce their effectiveness. What's the mistake they did? What did they do? Nothing. Theory done, revision done, they are joining to master their paper marking. Okay, so we should not create unfair for them because they have followed the correct method. Why you are weak? Because you know you made a mistake. Maybe you didn't join the classes earlier, or maybe you didn't do self-study. So it's your weakness. It's your mistake. Because of your mistake, don't make me, okay, for them to regret. So you can say I will be equally in the class where if there is any important question, tricky question, yes, I'll go through. But if there are silly questions, I will skip and only go. So don't have grudge with that because you can understand the reality. I had to think about the other student categories also. Okay, fine. Next, there was a doubt. So still we didn't complete the theory. Am I right? I'll say, Ahna. The mark and all those stuff, I'll say. Usually when starting itself, I say in this paper, what's the marks you can target, Kela? I'll usually give a suggestion. Because all the papers are not the same level of difficulty. So I'll say how to mark and all the stuff. Yeah, not yet completed. So in the theory, currently we are in unit number 16, right? Which is human resource management. Then we have unit number 17, information system. Then we have unit number 18, business plan. So these two are very small chapters. So I have said y'all, I'll be completing the syllabus by May. May end wage, the syllabus will be done and dusted. So most probably the first four papers when you do, the first four papers, maybe you will face difficulties in these chapters because still we didn't study. HR maybe you can because some things we have covered. Maybe the other two chapters, maybe it will be a barrier for you, but don't worry. When doing the paper one, okay, when you're doing IO, HR, we didn't study this. Don't skip. Don't. Write something. Don't see the tutors, nothing. Whatever it's in your head, think practically, okay. They're asking the advantages of human resource management. Think and write. Never mind. Whether it is right or wrong, give an answer. Okay, Allah, sir didn't cover right. So we should not attempt. No. Just give a try. Only for the first four papers, you'll have that issue. After that, for the remaining 8 papers, the syllabus is done. So you can attempt the full paper for 50 marks. Maybe for this one, you'll have the issue. So when you come across that issue, don't skip the question. Give a try. Give a shot and see. Okay, because in your final exam, sometimes luck also works out. So we'll see whether luck works out here. Okay. So is that clear for the ones who said theory is not complete and all? Okay, revision also next month done. May end wage. May wage all the syllabus will be done. So June onwards, fully it will be paper programs only. Clear, right? Okay, so I hope that is clear for you. So don't skip the questions. I'm saying we didn't complete. Okay, hurry. And revision, theory, if you want in-depth analysis of a unit, you have one option. You can get our revision recordings. You can purchase it. Don't purchase theory. Theory is a bit long. The only solution you have is revision because theory now you don't have much time. So if you are weak in any chapters, maybe you can purchase a recording of the relevant unit and cover it up. Okay, it's up to you. Then don't want to say anything. This is an important plan. Remember, May is the time where syllabus will be done. Okay, syllabus will be done and dusted in May. That's how I usually practice in years. I feel that is the best. Okay. And on June, what you do is you study or you recap all the chapters, all the units, not only in business, all the 3 chapters. Okay, by June end, you have to be done and dusted with the full syllabus. Accounting, BS, economic, ICT. By June end, be done and dusted. Everything. Theory should be running on your head. On July onwards, it's not about recapping. It's not about studying again. On July, what you had to do there? On July, what you had to do there? Papers. It's completely for papers. Do papers as much as possible. All the model papers, past. Don't think, will I forget? When you do papers, it is a type of recap you do. Okay, because when you keep things in mind, definitely you will start to forget. Implement. Okay, put all those things in your mind into a paper. You won't forget, because just memorizing is not work, guys. Okay, just reading is not anything. It's not at all worth. What you do is you have to read and you have to write also. When you write only, it will increase your power, memory power. Okay, so do the papers. So on July, it will be full papers. That means you had to do complete paper stuff. At that time, don't sit and recap and study. You don't have time. So this should be the plan. So our program is also structured like that only. Okay, so July, until July, you have all the papers. Okay, so please go with that. Okay, clear. Next, do I need to say anything? And the techniques guide. So for papers, I hope it is clear for you all. Okay, papers එක තේරුණානේ. Papers clear, right? Paper structure. Any doubts in that? One student asked, do we need to have a writing book? A small suggestion. If I were you, I would have done that. You know, I won't write anything on the question paper. All the answers I would be writing in a writing book. So what can I do with the question paper? Donate it to a junior. Then, maybe we can do that paper at the end. Because towards the end, when you take the paper which you have already written all the answers and all, when you do the paper, it won't be like a final paper. Why? All the answers are there. So you won't have the exam stress or exam condition again, it won't be there. So I would have done now. I would have written all the answers on the writing book. And maybe if I'm doing a second attempt, that second attempt, I'll be doing the question paper. Why? All the techniques sir gave in the writing book. Now I had to implement all those techniques in the question paper. That will be part effective, but everyone won't follow that. It's not suitable for everyone. Why? Because some fellows, they do the paper twice also, but some they don't do. So it's up to you think whether I will have sufficient time to do a second attempt on this paper also. If yes, write the answer in the writing book, and finally on the second attempt, do the question paper. If you feel no, I won't have time, no worries, do in the question paper itself. Okay, so it's up to your potential. Right. Yeah, 120-page book, but maybe it's enough. Okay, so if additional notes also write in the writing book. So it's better if you keep a separate CR book also. Okay, so I hope that is clear. And the techniques guide. So techniques guide, wait a minute, I'll show you the techniques guide. So here it's not about memorizing this techniques guide. Techniques guide, okay. So here there is a small introduction and all. Okay, so instructions, how to do the part one, what you had to do. So everything. Like for a small kid, the nursery kid, they have given what you had to do, what are the type of pens you're punching and everything. Okay, then techniques guide, this is the MCQ plans, then the fill in the blanks, short answers, then instructions again, and these instructions you have to follow when doing the paper. Okay, MBS paper, and the type of questions you can see, like a case study, current trend, what you have to do with those stuffs and all. Then paper one techniques, MCQ techniques. So here, once you get the techniques guide for you, you just read it up, please. Please, before doing the paper, what you do is you just go through the techniques guide. Don't memorize, just sit and read. Okay, just put all those techniques into your head. So when you do 12 papers, obviously all the techniques which is in the guide, you will be using that in your papers. So it's not about memorizing the techniques guide, and just read and understand. I will explain all each one by one technique. So whenever we are doing a paper, we'll apply those techniques, because techniques is important part. If not, you can't master it. Okay. Yeah, is that clear then? The techniques guide also, paper done, techniques guide, clear, right? Okay, so that's key. Please sit can like 30 minutes again, take your time and please read. And I also have given instructions on what you have to follow when doing the MBS paper also. Okay, and also during the discussion, what you have to do. For example, use a highlighter, if any keywords or anything. Okay, maybe I'll be open. If you're a boy, you have to act like a girl. Highlighter, short note, everything you have to use, because it won't be effective. Okay. Then yeah, short notebook is there. Wait, I'll show that. Then anything to miss? No, fine. Okay. Wait, I'll show the short notebook also. That's the next thing we have. Short note, it's from your the senior batch. I don't know whether you know him, Abdul Majid. So his short note only I have taken. So it's everything is there. Okay. So from all the units from 1 to 18, because this feels pretty effective. Okay, so all the short notes are there. So you can follow this also. So this will be like a book. So whenever you study one chapter, next week when you're going to start a new chapter, please, before starting a new chapter, take this short notebook. Okay, take this short notebook and just read it. Okay, so the previous chapter, so you won't forget. Read method, I'll see. Okay, when once you get the paper, you will see what is ready Kiela. Okay, hurry up. Then the route map and everything, route map and additional questions, guys. I'll share the group on Monday. Route map means for the next 3 months. Additional questions, as I said, the remaining questions. Okay. So this will be the complete program plan. Is that clear? No, only studying the short notes is not at all enough. You have to go with the theory. Any doubts you can ask now. Any doubts you can ask now. Any doubts in the program, sir? To get more than 2.0 Z score, all the subject, how much marks we should score? If you want to get more, are you doing ICT? Yeah, in the resource kit, it will be there, the short notebook. If you're not doing ICT, getting 2.0 is a bit difficult now, right? So if you want to get more than 2 point means, obviously you have to score like more than 85 for all the three papers. Sir, will the tube be available? No, not be there. What? How to memorize and keep everything in mind? It's up to your mind, right? Okay. So I know maybe now you are starting to forget everything. Ekanisa, the only solution you have is not go to college use, man. The only solution you have is short now. That's the best method. So next week when you're gonna start a new chapter, please take the short notebook, recap the chapter which you learned in the previous week, and start the new chapter. Okay. Uh, is 3 months enough to cover the whole syllabus? What syllabus? Next month, but our syllabus is done. No, no, that I for economics as well, but I don't think it 100% you can't apply. No, part two program, there is no idea because part two program answer writing because I have done plenty for them in the revision class, revision paper, K, discussion, and also even in the tut also part two, 4 marks, explain, describe, everything is done. So I don't think doing a part two program separately won't will be effective, but we'll do a mock paper series. We'll have both part one and part two, 5 hour paper. In that, we can discuss part two structuring also. It will be on June. Huh? So yeah, maybe June, then you have the final seminar series. I'll update that. No, you can't enter uni without GK. More than 2 Z score means that's what you have to get more than 85. You can drop a message to the coordinator if you wanna join the program. Huh? Japura Z score still they have not released the cutout for our for 24. It was 1.6 was the Z score. Now this time they may increase. Uh, yeah, mock papers will be available both physical as well as online. No, ICT is not non-stream. Guest came, I'm the guest man. Yeah, we can. Revision class, dear, I'll be open this month. Theory also don't join for my class because we are towards the end. Okay, in revision we are gonna start marketing, and in theory we are gonna be done and dusted with HR. So almost towards we are the end. So Ekanisa, if you join the revision, I don't think you will be able to catch up because our structure is a bit different. We have these papers and all those stuff. So you won't be able to understand. So the best solution I can give is any chapters which you are weak, maybe get the recordings, purchase the recordings and watch it because now you don't have time also. Against going through the recording is the best solution. Yeah, there will be a seminar. We'll see. Create the revision. It's an operation done. Marketing only. We are going to start next week. No, no, only for business studies. You have to go through the teacher's guide. Huh? Okay. That's all, ne? That's it. No other questions, ne? Yeah, short note for all the units. Huh? No. Accounting, not past papers, only past papers. With that, maybe you can get, yeah, maybe an A. But if you want to score a solid A, a confident one and all, maybe you have to go with other papers also, dear. Uh, Recording prices, to be honest, even I don't know. You just drop a message to the coordinator, he will share the price slips up. So because can usually Kandy district is lack of resources, so we don't have papers here. Yeah, we'll courier, right? MBS we will send. No, South, okay, try to do some. First of all, do the past papers and finish it off. Then try to do some model papers. Okay. So you no need to worry on BS. So BS, okay, do I need to try model papers here? You're trying the model papers, right? Okay, these questions are from all the model papers, ne? So you don't need to worry on BS on the model paper. That is completely done. Past papers also we are doing separate. So maybe you do something extra, that extra is up to you. But accounting, economics, thing. If your teachers, lecturers are doing past papers, means okay. But model papers, is there any solution? Whether you had to do a lot or maybe they are doing programs like this, it's okay for you. Uh, Final seminar will be on July, dear. Yeah, then South enough. It might depends on that year. Sometimes some econ will have high Z score, BS will have a low Z score. Can we get the by practicing? Yes. Yeah, no. The Heval is out of Colombo. The Heval is which district? Yeah. For model papers, if you want model papers, there's a resource kit of us also. If you want, you can purchase that. Okay, I don't know. I think what's the price of the resource kit, man? Or a model paper kit? 2000. 2000, maybe you can purchase that. It has around like 21 or 22 but model papers. Fine. Wait a minute now. Wait. Let's see. If any other questions, you can contact the coordinator and you can go through. Yeah, our model papers also do if you have the model paper kit. Ekat Tharana, it has both name part 1 and part 2, so you can give a try for that as well. Alright. Now a small guidance for you all for the next 3 months, because you don't trust our words and all. Okay, because even though we are lecturers, okay, it's better if you go and listen for a person who has proved it. Okay. So she's a person Island fourth. I don't know about her Z score. She will say, but almost it will be like 2.7 or 8. Okay, so unfortunately, he did do BS. He did accounting, econ, and ICT. Okay, so why I call her is not to give a plan on BS for you all for the next 3 months, because I know in this session maybe our fellows are there, maybe some other students, okay, who are not in our class also. They are 26, 27 is there. So for them, maybe it can be an inspiration, because she will give a plan. Okay, how she did for this accounting, econ, and ICT. Maybe you are in that category also. Definitely will be doing accounting, econ, ICT. So those subjects you can get an in-depth analysis and insight from her. So next 3 months crucial, because I can give advices, okay, but I'm not living in that period now. The people, for example, if you take Mariam, she's the person who just came out from that period. Okay, so she utilized that period in the correct way. So maybe it's better if you get an advice from them, because how much we say, the way they implement is a bit different. So Ignisa, it's up to her. So Mariam, you can speak, dear.
So, hello everyone. I'm Mariam. I'm from Good Shepherd Convent, Kotihena, and I was Island 4th, Colombo District 2nd in 2025 A level. My Z score was 2.887. And I know you all must be thinking there's 3 more months, and what you all can do if you all can actually achieve the result that you all are planning to, that you all have set a target to. And I'm here to tell you that you all can, because that is mainly what I did. It might be boring story for y'all, but the thing was, I wasn't like the type of girl who used to study every day and I was in class every time. But I used to study, yes. But the thing was, I capitalized my last 3 months very well. I didn't do BS like Sir said. And first thing I want to tell you all about is that the last 3 months are very important. If you all can start now, lock in completely, and uh, like you have to make sacrifices. You have to forget a bit of fun, and you all have to completely lock in. And if you all lock in completely and start now, then you all can definitely get the results that you all are hoping to get. So that's the first thing I want to tell y'all. Don't give up now. Don't think 3 months them bear. Start now. Start small and then gain the confidence. And y'all can like little by little grow and get your result that y'all are dreaming of. The thing, so I want to tell you all how I studied each subject. So if you take accounting, the main thing I did was past papers. I did a lot of past papers. I did the same past papers again and again and again until I was very confident that I could finish a company account in 20 minutes. That's what I did in my A-levels also. I was able to finish it in 20 minutes. After I was confident with my past papers, I moved on to model papers. I did from whatever the papers I get from whatever the sirs, I found different drives from different classes and I did all the model papers that I could. This was during the last 3 months, not before that. So you all can do that for accounting. Definitely focus on the standards. The standards are very important. They will check the theory during in the MCQ short answers. That is mainly for accounting. And then for econ, I would suggest you all to try to understand the concepts instead of simply memorizing the definitions. Because when you memorize, there's so much to memorize, but when you understand, you can build your own answer. That is what people expect, not for you to study something exactly in your tute and spit it out in the paper. They look for authenticity. And so try to understand the concepts mainly, remember the keywords, and build your own definitions when it comes to economics. That is very important. So what I did was I used to study one unit and then do papers based on that unit, past papers, mock papers. I used to write a lot of answers. I went to Imran sir and he used to make us write answers. Like I would have answered around 100 questions during this. This was also during the last 3 months. If you all are thinking before that, yes, I did work before that. It was not like I was just hanging around and doing nothing. I worked then, but I worked mainly during these 3 months. That was why I was able to achieve Island 4. Not because I worked the entire 2 years, but mainly I worked the last 3 months. How to manage time? So some people manage time by like, oh wait, hold on. Some people make timetables. For me personally, I used to make the study plan for today. I used to make it yesterday. That was what I was comfortable with. You all have to find what you all are comfortable with. I used to study at night. I used to start around 9 and study until 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. That was what I was comfortable with. If you all feel like studying at night is difficult for you all, then you all can make your time according to that. You all should be comfortable with the way you study, the time you study. If you all feel like it doesn't work for you, don't follow it just because someone told you to follow it. You all have to be able to find it. So mostly I spent time for econ because it was a lot of theory. Accounting is the one that I spent least time for because you don't have to study much. If you understand what you're studying, then you have to just do some papers, then you all can do a good job in accounting, I think. ICT, if you all are doing ICT, then I would suggest you all to make ChatGPT your best friend. That was what I did. Every single thing I learned from ChatGPT. I entered whatever I want to learn, and that was how I think I scored a good mark for ICT. How many hours I studied per day? I would say like at least 8 hours. This is for the last 3 months again. That's what I'm telling you. Last 3 months are very crucial. Take this in your mind and work hard these last 3 months. 8-9 hours a day is, y'all should also be very cautious about if y'all are getting too stressed or anything, y'all should be very cautious about that. If y'all feel like it's too much, just take a break. That's what I did also. If I feel like I'm going a bit too much and I'm getting a bit worked up, I used to like watch a movie or watch some episode or scroll through Instagram. That was what I did. You have to be cautious about your mental health as well. Don't get too worked up. Take a break every time. 1 minute. Rest of hours, did you do papers? Yes. I did a lot of papers. That was the main thing I did. That was the easiest way for me to study. Q&A. I always question myself after I complete a unit or whatever. Like imagine I studied the first unit of economics, then once I'm done, I do a Q&A based on that unit so that I know that what I have studied is inside my mind. Attempt a paper, I didn't keep count. Maybe 7-8 times I would have done the paper until I'm confident that I have learned it thoroughly. And I did not study all 3 subjects in one day. Mostly I studied one subject a day, sometimes 2 subjects, but mostly one subject a day because that was easier for me. I'll do one subject a day and then I can move on to the next subject the next day. How to manage time for accounting. Accounting is the subject I would say you have to give least time for. That is because you don't have much theory. Econ and BS has a lot of theory that you all have to work for. Accounting is mostly it's if you are good in past papers accounting, then I think you all can get an A. But if you want like 95 above for accounting, then you all have to do harder questions like the questions your sirs give in classes, or AAT questions, CA questions. If you all can get that down and also do, those are a bit tough. So that will help you all score a better mark. To overcome anxiety, this was something what I used to do was, I think you all here also, what do you say, you all have a belief, you all have a religion. So I used to pray a lot. Whenever I feel low or whenever I feel like giving up, like I said, I used to study at night, so no one was awake. I used to sit by myself and just pray a bit so that I could ease myself. If you all believe that, you all can do that. If you all don't, then take a rest. Yes, you can we take a rest a day? A day is a bit too much. Maybe a few hours, you all can watch a movie or something, whatever, read a book that relaxes your mind, but not too much. Remember that. Don't get too caught up on that, then you will completely forget, and your body will also forget that you are supposed to do A levels in 3 months. Term marks aren't exactly important. You should keep that. I thought that my term marks would determine my A-level results, but it wasn't like that. I used to score like 70s, sometimes even 60s in my term test because, like I said, I wasn't the type of girl who was ever in class. I used to go out, I used to do all the silly things. So I thought that my term marks would determine my A-level results, but the last 3 months changed that completely. So don't think that your term marks is going to affect your results. If you all work these 3 months a lot, then you all can achieve an island rank. Obviously, I might be talking to an island ranker here. Who knows? My target in A level was to get 3 A's and get a really high Z score so that I have all the options open for me when I'm selecting a university. So that was my target. I wouldn't say I was confident that I would score a rank, but that was also part of my target. I wanted to score a rank, so that is why I think I did get a rank. If you all have that target, then that is great, because the bigger you dream, the bigger you can score. Questions I chose for economics are question number 2, demand and supply, 3, 4, 7, 6 and 7. Unit 7 and 8, that is. Tips to get 90 for econ is you have to get at least 48, 49 for the MCQ. And you all have to write a lot of answers for the second paper. Essay type questions, you all have to answer a lot. Like I said, I would have answered around 100, 120 questions for the essay type. So the more you write, the more confident you are in your writing, and the more naturally it comes. You don't have to take a lot of time to think. When you're writing, it will just come flowing for you, like you're writing an essay or something. For ICT, that's what I said. Use AI. Use AI a lot. That helped me a lot during last few days. And I used to go to school. The last few days was the time that I used to go to school, because my ICT teacher at school was really good. She used to help me a lot individually. I was the only girl who went to school during those days, so I used to sit with her and talk to her and clear all my doubts. So you can do that with your teacher, whoever your teacher is, or you can use ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever the AI you all are using. I used study for like 8 or 9 hours a day, I think. Uh, if I didn't go to a lot of classes. I went to one theory class, one revision class in each subject. So I didn't spend a lot of hours in classes. I spent a lot of hours in self-study, because that is when you become confident about yourself. You go to classes to gain the knowledge. You don't go to classes to like to you learn from classes, but to actually be able to write answers, you have to do that by yourself. So you have to give yourself a lot of time instead of just going to classes. Classes are good. I also learned from classes only. For accounting, I went to Pasindu Vijayarama sir. He does classes in Kelaniya at his home. ICT is not hard. It's a bit complicated, but if you understand instead of memorize, then it becomes easier. What else chapters do you think it's easy to score in ICT? I like logic gates is definitely easy. That is the question I always chose. Logic gates. OS, if you're confident that you know the theory in OS, then OS is very easy. And then HTML, Python is also not hard. People think Python is hard, but Python is actually comparatively a bit easier if you are able to understand what you're learning. Calculations and graphs in econ. Calculations and graphs. So calculations, if you know what you're doing, if you have an idea about the concept or whatever you're calculating, the graphs you have to memorize it a bit. But the calculations, you just need to have an idea of what you're doing instead of remembering formulas. Because if you remember formulas, there's so many to remember, and then it would become a bit difficult. But if you know what you're doing, know what you're calculating, have an understanding about it, then it will be easy for you. Econ MCQ, Econ MCQ is actually the easier part than the essay, because essay you have to write up to the point. You can't. For me, econ MCQ was easy. Some people say the MCQ is harder than the essay, but to do well in the econ MCQ, you have to know to the point only. You can't just briefly know. You can't just know the icing of the cake. You have to know the entire cake if you want to know score a good mark in econ. So many questions. But y'all can do it, guys. Sorry, they'll give the yes, accounting. You get the writing paper before the question paper. In that time, they usually the invigilators let you all draw the formats, so you all don't have to bother about that much. ICT is you can cover ICT in 3 months. I think that is enough time. I also work for ICT mainly in the last 3 months only. Recommend for ICT, I think I would recommend yourself because ICT is something that you can. For me, the main person who helped me in ICT was my school teacher, and she doesn't do any outside classes, so I can't recommend her for you. But I can recommend, like I said, AI is very helpful for ICT. So use that. You all have that in your fingertips. So don't wait without using AI. Use that for all three subjects. Even for econ, that's very useful. If you put the proper prompt, then you get the proper answer and clear your doubts. ICT, the other thing is we were tested about PHP a lot this time, which weren't tested the previous year. So that was a bit of a hiccup for me also. But so I would suggest you all focus a bit more on PHP this time. So because it might come. For essay in econ you can master several lessons. Like for me it was unit 2, 3, 4, 7 and 8, but that doesn't mean you can just let go of all the other lessons. You have to have backup lessons also, but you all can focus mainly for the essay type. For MCQ you have to focus on everything, and for the MCQ little go through the current affairs as well. Me tips for not sleeping too much. This is a very bad tip, but I drank a lot of coffee. Last few months, I was a coffee holic. That kept me going a lot. I'm not sure exactly for who are doing A level in 1 year, but I think y'all can do it. I don't think it will be too difficult. If y'all work hard, work enough these 3 months, then y'all can get 3 A's and get a good Z score. Yes, I am planning on going to State University. So hold on, there's more questions. ICD structured part is very important. Structure, since it's compulsory, you all have to focus, but it's usually short answer. So don't go on explaining a lot, just write the answer short and write it to the point. There are some keywords that they look for. You all have to analyze the past paper answer scripts very well, so you all can see what they are expecting in the answer. So if you all have a good thorough analysis about the past paper answers, then it will help for like all the subjects, the way to answer, what they are expecting, what you have to write, how you have to write, how many pages or lines that you all have to write. You all will learn that when you are analyzing the past paper answer scripts, and you all have to analyze the past papers as well, because there is usually a repetition in certain questions that you all can identify if you all analyze the past papers very well. I did not do business studies, so I don't know if I can tell much about that. Tips for stopping social media. I deleted Instagram for the last 3 months. Although I did go to through Google and use it a bit. Yes, it's a bit difficult to control yourself if you use it a lot, but it's better if you all can stop that for now, just for 3 months. You all will grow into it. Don't worry. It's not that difficult. Accounting part one, it took the entire time because this time the accounting part one was a bit tougher than than the previous year. So it took the entire 2 hours for me to finish. But it's possible if you all have a good understanding, if you all have practice enough, then you all can get the job done within the time. Econ, like I said, you all have to do a lot of Q&A. That is very important. You all have to answer a lot of questions, write answers. If you all can do it unit-wise, then you all will get a better understanding about it. That is what I did unit-wise. I did a lot. I went classes for ICT to Teran sir, who does only online. I don't know if he does physical now, but I went online. I did past papers from the year like for 2011 onwards. I did for econ and accounting. From that year onwards, I did the past papers. For part one accounting, what would I suggest? Well, you all have to do harder questions than the ones that come in the A level. You can get those type of questions from mock papers, or you all can borrow it from your friends. I used to borrow questions from my friends every time, and you shouldn't like memorize. I've seen people write down double entries and memorize them one by one. Don't do that, right? Try to understand what you're learning. When you have an understanding about it, then you all can think. It'll come quickly. You all have to be able to think quickly. That is the main part when it comes to accounting first paper. In accounting part one, you all have asked a lot about it. Accounting part one, you have to try to get to the answer in the first try. If you all don't think you all know the answer, if it's difficult and it's taking too much time, just leave the question and go to the next question. Don't stay on that question thinking too long. First, get the questions you're confident in done. After that, you all can come back to this if you all have time. But try to manage the time to do the entire paper. I did see AAT. I actually did AAT with A level, so I had that as well. That also helped me a bit because how did you identify the parts? I learned what I learned in AAT as well, so I was able to do the entire paper when it comes to AAT. CA, I actually didn't do much, but I would suggest if you all have the time and if you all feel that it would be helpful, you all can do that as well. Like just do the questions that is relevant for the standards that you all are learning. Instead of doing the entire thing, you all don't have to draw the format and everything. You all can just see the transaction and try to build up the answer even in your head. You all have time to study everything unit-wise. If you all can study like 7-8 hours a day, then I think you all can study everything unit-wise. Just be quick, don't take too much time, don't waste time doing other things. If I'm talking about 8 hours, not including the breaks or anything. 8 hours means 8 hours. You all can take breaks in between, but don't count that to the time that you're studying. Sleep around 6 hours. 6 hours is good. If you all need more sleep, then you all can take it. Some of y'all have asked if y'all can talk to me personally, share my number. Let's see. A minute. I did FWC papers and zonal papers as well. That was also really helpful. FWC sometimes don't rely on the marking scheme because the marking schemes are a bit confusing. So if you all can check it by yourself or get someone you know to check it, that would also be good. Zonal papers are also really good, especially for ICT as well. ICT, you get a good set of questions from the zonal papers. To get a Z-score more than 2, the main thing, if you all are doing ICT, then it's a bit of an advantage for you to get a Z-score more than 2. Score well in ICT, you will get a really good Z-score. Econ also you have to score really well because econ is a subject that people in commerce and art stream do know. So there's a lot of people doing it. So the chance to get a Z-score, high Z-score is less if you score less for econ. Sorry. Accounting part 2, is there any possibility of getting extra time for accounting? Accounting part 2 is 3 minutes, 3 hours and 10 minutes. They give you the writing papers earlier. So draw all the formats and don't think about doing it very pretty or anything. Don't be picture perfectly neat. It doesn't really matter if it's clear, then it's enough. Because if you're trying to be too neat, then it's going to take a lot of time. ICT, I did past papers, I think from 2016 onwards. That was when the syllabus changed for ICT. If you all are feeling bored in what you studied, try to go a bit deeper. I also felt bored in certain topics. So when I did that, I went a bit deeper about that topic. So that makes it more interesting. If you go to through some ChatGPT and search more about it, then you learn more about it, it naturally becomes more interesting. 3 month study plan. The plan I had was plan tomorrow. Tomorrow's plan I usually plan today. That was the plan I had. I didn't have some sort of timetable. But if you all think a timetable works for you, then do that. If you all think that this works for you, then you all can do that. I'm not a very, very structured person. I'm a bit of a messy person. That works for me. If you all feel messy works for you, then you all should be messy. That's fine. And if you all feel a perfectly structured timetable works for you, then you all should do that. Uh, how did you divide the week for each subject? I usually give more time for econ and ICT. Econ, ICT, and then accounting. That's how I divided the time for me. ICT only past papers is not enough. You all have to do model papers as well. Whatever the model papers that you all get, FWC, zonal, school papers, I was able to find these Royal College papers, DS papers, that also, whatever the papers that I found that I felt will be useful, I did those. That is really helpful for you. So, 1 minute. So is that all, or is there more?
That's completely enough, Mario. Okay, I hope you answered every question. So, guys, uh, we'll just give a big thanks for Mariam and wish her success in her future career also, and to go in higher levels, even in uni, and all this stuff. Thank you so much, and all the best for your future, Mariam.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you very
very
much.
useful, and also she said she wanted to be a lawyer. I can see the way she is talking.
If you all
Thank you.
have anything that you all want to talk to me personally, you all can ask my number from sir. It's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, y'all can ask my number from sir and talk to me.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll forward them. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking me to speak. It means a lot to me.
Bye, bye. Okay. Hope that was good. I know you hate to see my face again, but what to do? We had to. Yeah. So that's island fourth. That's the reason I took her to give an advice for y'all. So you know what? It was really worth, right? Okay, the way she said the plan in terms of accounting, econ, and ICT, especially to use AI a bit. Okay, so utilize all what she said and try to implement also, because you may think, will it work it out? Definitely. So it worked out. That's the reason she's island fourth. Okay. And also one important thing she highlighted: 3 months, yes, you can make a change. Okay, you can work. Even she said she was rigorously studying in the last 3 months. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so it's up to you. Take the spirit and work hard. And as she said, her term marks, okay, she didn't relate it to the final paper. Okay, even though in term exam she was getting low, like 60 or 70, but in the final paper she rocked the paper, right? So it is a take that as a lesson also, and also a daily routine. Okay, for like one day she's not studying all the three, right? Like one subject for a day. So Hema, utilize your study plan also. Okay, fine. Yeah, you can see the happiness in her face, right? Okay, why she's happy? Because all the hard works and effort she gave. Okay, so that's the reason, and also maybe their parents are happy. So one day, maybe the next batch for 27 batch, as she said, there'll be one fellow from our class who can give an advice also. It's up to you. Okay, work with a good motivation, work with confidence. You can work. Okay, you can go ahead. It's up to you to take the spirit and go ahead. Okay, okay. So that's it then. Yeah, Island first and all. Maybe in May. I didn't schedule the date then. Okay, so I'll schedule it and say for y'all. Right? Okay, so that's it then. That's a small intro and an open day. Then Island 30th in 20 won't talk his plan. My plan is expired. When I had a plan before 3 years or 4 years, right? Now I'm old. Okay. So now you have to go with these trends only. Okay. They are trends. As you said, are mainly social media. You understood, right? Okay. So social media have a limit on that. I also did the same for like last 3 months. I also deleted Instagram and all, but I went to the Chrome. Through that, I went to Instagram also. Okay. Fine. So it's up to you. So I have a limit on the phone usage also. Have proper discipline in that. So definitely, if you reduce that time, you can allocate more time towards your studies also. Okay, so don't stress yourself. Okay, don't stress yourself. Be confident, because for these 3 months your mental stability is very, very, very important. Okay, so please keep up your mental stability. Okay, because if you lose mental stability, you won't be able to focus. Even though you have time and everything, you won't be able to focus. Okay, so have your mental stability, and please do papers a lot. Okay, when you do papers a lot, the things which you in your mind, it's completely on the paper, so you'll have more confidence with that. Okay, fine. So that's it then. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. Fine. So then let's meet next week with paper one. All the best. Do well. We'll have a successful 3 month journey ahead, and hope I can give a proper outcome in that. So it's up to you. So bye. Then not good evening, almost. Good night. Have a great day. God bless you all. Rima, maybe accounting. Bye. 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 Welcome. No, Mashud. Bye. Good night. God bless you all.